Guys, we're back again with another video breakdown, and I've been looking forward to this one, bro, because Jamie Carragher has opened up Pandora's box, dude, with her giving it an L take. An L take, dude, saying that, like, basically AFCON is not like a major tournament that should be taken seriously. He basically, he did not say those words, right, in verbatim, but it's along those lines. He just scoffed and just brushed it off, because this happened, and I was watching this live, by the way. It happened after the Manchester City versus Liverpool post-match like breakdown, where they were basically speaking about Mo Salah, if he's going to win the Ballon d'Or, and not Jamie Carragher, Daniel Sturridge and Michael Richards, they were trying to tell Jamie Carragher that AFCON is a major competition. But this is a video breakdown by Mark Goldbridge, guys, giving his opinion for this as well, and trying to break it down too. So yeah, I know that there's going to be a lot of people that don't like Mark Goldbridge, and people say, oh, is this and that. For me, guys, I listen to every football fan on YouTube, bro. I watch a lot of football content on YouTube, guys. Like perspective from different football fans, from different backgrounds of the team that they support. AFTV, DR Sports, Rants and Bants, United People's TV, Expressions, Metis, dude, all different sorts of visit, bro. Everybody. I listen to a lot of people. So yeah, so let's just see Mark Goldbridge as perspective to this, to what Jamie Carragher said, and let's just get it on, guys. In 3, 2, 1. Vámonos.
Everybody, welcome to That's Football. We got a cracking debate for you today. Love this. So it's the Jamie Carragher comments about the AFCON and Mo Salah, and it's created
L take, mate.
Get the comments
L take for Jamie Carragher.
Spending the last half an hour reading everybody's comments, it appears to me that, well, Jamie Carragher has said that Rio Ferdinand's a clown who plays to the gallery, which...
That's actually pretty funny.
Probably not far
It's actually pretty funny. That's actually pretty funny how they're just beefing each other.
Ignorant, saying that the AFCON isn't a major trophy, and Jamie Carragher is basically saying that Mo Salah playing for Egypt...
AFCON is a major trophy, by the way. AFCON is definitely a major trophy.
...does him from winning the Ballon d'Or, because Vinicius Jr., what he does for Brazil in the Copa America or the World Cup, is always going to be more headline than what Mo Salah does in the AFCON, and he's obviously not going to win the World Cup with Egypt. It's very unlikely. So it's ended up being a big argument, and actually I think it's just typical not understanding their issue. I think Rio in some ways is right, and I think Jamie Carragher's right in some ways, but ultimately you'll get sensationalists out there turning it into something it's not. We'll talk about the AFCON in a moment, but let's talk about what the conversation was. Mo Salah's chances of winning the Ballon d'Or. Are Mo Salah's chances of winning the Ballon d'Or diminished by the fact that he plays for Egypt compared to Vinicius Jr. who plays for Brazil? Yes. Is that right? We can discuss that, but it is true.
Yeah, with Brazil, of course, it is the bigger nation, bro. Like everybody knows that. If someone from Brazil, bro, we always automatically presume that they are good at football. When you look at the international teams, Brazil compared to Egypt, Brazil have more of a chance of winning the World Cup. They do have the better players, right? But when you go into the club level now, when you look at Real Madrid and Liverpool, right? For me, equally yoked. Liverpool beat Real Madrid, 2 months ago in the Champions League. So, I'm just saying.
Salah plays for Egypt. Vinicius Jr. plays for Brazil. Club level, they're both
exactly
going to win their leagues and do really well. So
exactly
what they do in the Champions League as to who goes ahead. This is just the way UEFA have run the Ballon d'Or, or FIFA have won the Ballon d'Or for years. I've seen Ballon d'Ors handed out unfairly. It is not a fit-for-purpose system.
Modric, 2018, Lewandowski not getting his World Cup, not getting his Ballon d'Or in 2020. The Lionel Messi one, because Lionel Messi won the World Cup. He gets a Ballon d'Or after a lackluster season with PSG. Just the whole Ballon d'Or selection thing, bro, it generally just needs to change. It needs to change, bro.
In my opinion, anyway. So, if Mo Salah wins the Ballon d'Or this year, it's justified, but Mo Salah has been treated badly, in my opinion, for years in the Ballon d'Or, for reasons that probably are because he's Egyptian. The same way Son, if he was playing for Liverpool, would probably miss out on things as well because he's South Korean. Because whether we like it or not, the AFCON, South Korea, do not get the glow up if you were French or Brazilian.
Yep.
And that's a fact. And
Yep,
I listened
so
to
true.
what Rio Ferdinand had to say, and he said that effectively the AFCON, and I did write it down, the AFCON has to be taken as seriously as the Copa America or the Euros. But that's dreamland, Rio. That is a dream. That is fantasy.
And the thing is though, right, like about this, what Rio said about the AFCON being taken as seriously as Copa America and the Euros, even like the Asian Cup, right? It's just exposure to it. Like AFCON, guys, doesn't really get played that much. I remember, luckily for me, when I was growing up, I was one of the lucky kids who actually had Sky Sports growing up, right? Shout out to my dad. But anyway, AFCON used to be played on like Eurosport, guys. The channel was 410, 4110. That's how much it was played, right? And they would put freaking Tour de France in front of AFCON. You get what I mean, right? But the Euros, the Euros, whenever the Euros are on, like here, like in England, they get put on like BBC One and ITV One. So that's Channel 1 and Channel 3, and those are the main standard channels that you get when you get with your TV. You get what I mean? Like even with like the Copa America, it's much more accessible than AFCON, guys. That's just genuinely what it is. Like AFCON just needs more exposure. Like AFCON last season for me absolutely cooked. It was the best tournament. I think that the AFCON last season was more entertaining than the Champions League, dude, just because what's going on the pitch, off the pitch, with the fans, dude. Like, we only saw this exposure, right? It was from people on X, formerly known as Twitter, like posting like these memes or like just posting like match results. Like, you need to check out what's going on in the AFCON. Like, Bebe just almost scored from the halfway line from a free kick. Ivory Coast got knocked out, and then they didn't get knocked out. They actually came in and somehow progressed through because they were the host nation. Like, there was just so much things happening, dude, like with AFCON last year, like, right? And for me, once again, like, it's a major tournament, dude. It is. Like, I don't know why it is, right? With some people saying it's not a major tournament. If people are hailed for winning the Euros, people are hailed for winning the Copa America, Asia Cup, CONCACAF, dude, AFCON is definitely a major trophy, dude. It's a continental trophy, man. Like, what are people smoking? But it will continue.
It's ridiculous. Unfortunately, the Euros is going to be more watched than the AFCON and the Copa America, and the Copa America will be watched more than the AFCON. That's just life. You can't just say that this tennis tournament should be as watched.
It's the whole thing right now with the well, the WNBA and the NBA, but the NBA is much more exposed. Like, you get what I mean? Like, even like women's football is not exposed as men's football. It's just the whole same thing right now, dude. Like, from my perspective.
It won't happen. People have different reasons for watching different things. I think the AFCON suffers because
some people might like Vinny Jr. and like the whole fan base, like a whole cult that likes Vinny Jr. want to watch his matches. Do you get what I mean? Some people might love Riyad Mahrez as a cult for Riyad Mahrez and want to watch Algeria games, bro. Like, it's people's preference to what they want. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's just people's preference.
In the past, there has been scrutiny from players in that tournament and countries in that tournament about the organisation of it.
Yeah, so some of these men aren't serious. Like, a few weeks ago, there was the Nigerian team that was held up by Libya in like an airport for like, I think it was like 12 hours or something like that, dude. Like, over crazy little stupid things like that. This is what some of the fault, right, is on like us, like African people. It is, bro, because like sometimes we aren't serious. So sometimes we need to get our SHIT together, right? I forgot who it was. I think it was like John Obi Mikel that actually spoke about it, to how like some like football organizations in Africa just aren't serious and just want money. You know what I mean? I think they did Cameroon. I think Cameroon, like, if years ago they wanted Kylian Mbappe to pay them so he can play for Cameroon. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, we have, like, this is until, right, like, we Africans get our SHIT together when it comes to like tournaments like this, or even like supplying just plane tickets for the Nigerian like women's game, dude. Like, they had to pay for their own freaking plane tickets, dude. Like, things like that need to change, and until we work on that, right? Like, people will see this. There is people that see this tournament as like a circus tournament because of just how unserious we are. You get what I mean? And it's just one of the things that pains me the most about these topics, dude. Because Africa, dude, has got talent, bro. They've got talented people, dude, like physical specimens, right? But again, it's somebody, it's the people that run these organizations sometimes that aren't serious.
It's because it's played in January. I think in the summer, you haven't got any football on. The Copa America's on, and some people will stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning to watch it.
Yeah.
I think with the AFCON, it's a massively popular tournament, and a lot of people love it. And there's some fantastic teams in it. And
True.
African football is very competitive.
Yep.
It's certainly not and should not be disrespected in relation to its quality.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't have. It's like saying it's now time to start respecting the Saudi League because it's got Ronaldo in it. People will still rather watch the Premier League or La Liga, and that's just the way it's going
I've
to
been
be.
told that by people multiple times, even like at freaking work, bro.
Respect something because Rio Ferdinand says so. So I don't really get what he's getting at there, but I do think that if there is any disrespect for the AFCON, that's not right because it's massive. Some people really, really enjoy it. I don't watch it, but I don't watch the Copa America either. So I might watch the odd AFCON game and I might watch the odd Copa America game, but it'll be for different reasons. It might be because Man United are going to buy a player for them there, or I want to watch a certain player, or it might be because it's the final. But I don't invest in that tournament. But hey ho, the Club World Cup's coming up in the summer, and I certainly won't be watching that either. As long as the group stages for that the other day. So I just think the argument or the conversation is Mo Salah hindered by the fact that he plays for Egypt when someone like Vinicius Junior plays for Brazil? Yes. What can we do about that? What do we have to do about that? It's life. It's just the way it is. When you buy a player, and they're an African player who plays for an African country, you understand that going to play in the AFCON
in January
is important to them.
Yeah, January when January comes around, yeah,
Salah,
Naby Keita,
and Matip as well in the past.
Yeah.
That's what happens. So,
Riyad Mahrez for Man City. Yeah, we had it with Eric Bailly as well.
And it doesn't have to be held up to the same level as the Euros if people don't want it to. You can't say. I don't even know what Rio Ferdinand's talking about, saying it should be respected the same way if you win the AFCON. I mean, Mo Salah's not actually won.
No, like with that, like I disagree, Mark, because of course, like winning the Euros, right, is a massive achievement. There is some big teams in there, like there's big teams, big nations in there, like your France's, your Portugal's, your Germany's, your England's, your Italy's, right? Like with AFCON, guys, like there is good footballing nations. There is some, bro, like Algeria, Morocco in the World Cup. I'm pretty sure Morocco like reached like what the semi-finals. Ghana reached the semi-finals like in 2010. Ivory Coast have had a good team, dude. Like, there's been real Senegal were insane like a few years ago, bro. When like Koulibaly when he was at his peak, Mane, I'm pretty sure Edward Mendy, dude. Like there's African players. Of course, there's African players right that choose to represent some like some French national teams, Belgian national teams, Portuguese ones, England too, even Germany as well. Like if you look at freaking Gnabry and Musiala, I'm pretty sure that their parents is like half like Ghanaian or half Nigerian too, right? There's brilliant African players, guys, that actually choose to actually represent like these European countries. But if they actually represented like the African nations, bro, like the African nations would be absolutely insane. Especially DR Congo, bro. Like the amount of players, right, that DR Congo could have had, like who of course like these players have gone and played for like France and Belgium. Like DR Congo have had some absolutely like sick ballers, bro. I've got their descent from that country.
I think the general thing was, will Mo Salah win the Ballon d'Or this year when Vinicius Junior didn't win it last year and Real Madrid could win the Champions League this year? And ultimately, it will come down to that. I don't think it should come down to that, but it will come down to what you should win.
But Vinny Junior,
it's like giving the.
But Vinny Junior won the Champions League with Real Madrid. I'm pretty sure they also won the league as well. But somehow Rodri that won the Ballon d'Or because Spain won the Euros and the one Man City won the Premier League.
We're capable in football now of giving it to goalkeepers, centre backs, right backs, holding midfielders, as happened with Rodri last year. Did winning the Euros help Rodri?
Yeah, 100%.
Mo Salah winning the AFCON, if he'd won the AFCON in January, and I know there wasn't one this year, but I mean, if there had been one, would that have helped him? I think it would. And I actually think the argument's flawed. I think if Mo Salah had won the AFCON this year with Egypt, it would be taken into consideration. And Rio Ferdinand saying, "Well, it has no bearing." I think that's.
Nah, so nah. So now sometimes sometimes like the press don't actually look into that. They actually do not look into
You're
it.
telling me if Egypt hadn't won the AFCON, if there had been one in January, it wouldn't have a bearing on him winning the Ballon d'Or? Of course it would.
Some people actually really skip that out, you know. I think Mark has really underestimated that.
And if they are, that's disgusting.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't think it's completely not ignored. There hasn't been one in January. If there had been one in January and Mo Salah had won it with Egypt, it would have had an influence on his year and claims for the Ballon d'Or. Does it get as much smoke as the Euros?
No,
it doesn't. But maybe that's because it's in January and not as many people watch it, or maybe it's because, fairly or unfairly, people think it's a harder tournament to win. I mean, it's a bit like saying, I won the Carabao Cup. Well, I won the Champions League. Well, you've got to respect me for it. Well, yeah, I do respect you. Well done for winning the Carabao Cup. But the Champions League's harder to win. And I think that the Euros... I mean, I don't massively like international football. I don't know why the Euros is more popular, and I don't know why the Euros is more popular.
Because there's more superstars in it, that's why. But
in my opinion, better quality teams at a better time of the year. So, Carabao Cup's not as big as the FA Cup, is it? You know, I just think in life we don't have to make an argument out of everything, and I don't think Carragher yet again put it across as well as he could have done, but I didn't think he was sat there going, the AFCON's a joke and nobody respects it. I think what he was actually saying is that playing for Egypt hinders Mo Salah a little bit, and I've been saying this for ages. I've been saying it for years. If Mo Salah was French or Brazilian, obviously he doesn't want to be, and he's a proud Egyptian, and so he should be, but in a footballing sense, where you're born impacts on how much you get rated. You know, if you are Brazilian or French,
that's very true.
You know, you are going to get hyped up more than you are if you're South Korean or you are Egyptian, and that's just the way it's always been. And maybe that's
right. I do see Mark's point. I genuinely do see Mark's point, right? Like if somebody's born from like Cairo, Egypt, right, and then there's somebody born from like friggin' Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, like of course like that Brazilian person will have more hype on them because people expect a lot when it's like a Brazilian football player coming up the ranks, right? Same like with Mo Salah. Mo Salah wasn't like really a wonder kid. Do you go what I mean? To how Vinny Jr. was, or even like Pato. If you look at Pato back in the day, like Pato was a massive wonder kid, right? But Mo Salah wasn't really a wonder kid. I remember him when he was at Basel when he played against Tottenham and in the Europa League. And me and my dad were like, "Who is this like number 11 guy?" I think it was only like number 77 or something like that. And he was running running up and down, guys, like just bombing up and down, right? And nobody knew about him, right? Because again, like he's just some random Egyptian guy playing for Basel, running around, dude. He didn't have that much hype towards him. Like when you compare your Vinny Juniors right now, Endrick at 16 years old getting so much hype, right? And it does generally matter like what country you're born from, especially when you're trying to win like a Ballon d'Or, because other countries, it's this sad reality, but other countries, right, do get more propped up than other like lesser known countries, especially in football. But that's just my take on it, guys. Please, guys, comment down below. What do you think about Jamie Carragher's take? What do you think about Mark Corbridge's thoughts on this as well? I do like these video breakdown videos because it's something different rather than me watching football games. I can also give my perspective into things too. So if you do like these, please comment down below. But yeah, I've been Preston, guys, doing a breakdown on Mark Corbridge. Just say no way Carragher said this, and I'm signing out. Keep it real. Peace.